Okay, good afternoon and welcome to Table Talk on 802 Scoop, 185 North Main Street in Barre. Sunny and hot and humid, yucky, sticky for sure this morning. When it started raining, I had a little bit of hopes that it would cool down a little bit, but that hope quickly dwindled.
Yeah, I went out to the store about 8 o'clock this morning and it poured.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, good, this will kind of break the humidity, cool it off a little bit. Wrong answer.
Yeah, and they say that is what's going to happen later today.
Yeah.
It's going to cool down and, but tomorrow's supposed to be hot too, just not as humid.
Can't complain though, because
I know.
we had a rainy spring. So
We really can't. I didn't fix your camera and it looks like you're a million miles away.
Am I?
I'm going to zoom you in.
Oh yeah, look at that.
People move things around here from time to time.
They move cameras, they play with microphones.
Anything and everything to piss me off.
Yeah, I was just going to say, and it's just a piss Raylene off.
That's right. Because I always say, if you move it, if you use it, any of that stuff, just put it back the way you found it. How hard is that?
Like the night they moved all the furniture and just left it.
Put a chair back, put a camera back, hang the mics up where they belong. It's like, wow.
Yeah.
It blows my mind, really.
They leave it where it is and they say, Raylene will fix it.
I know, and truthfully, it seriously really pisses me off badly. I have, and I know I'm a little OCD. I have, I know that I have some issues, but for me, it's like, good Lord, just put it back the way you found it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make X's on the floor. Camera goes here. Mic goes here. Yeah. That's what I'm gonna do.
So it's Tuesday. Yeah. It's Tuesday.
It
is
City
Tuesday. Council night.
City Council night, and a lot going on, kind of, sort of. I mean, the agenda looks really long.
Yeah.
When you look at it. Hopefully, it's not that long, and you all aren't, stuck there until 11 o'clock again this week. It's the second reading of the proposed ordinance.
Yep.
And so what does that mean, really, second reading?
It's just that we made some adjustments, some changes the last time. Mm-hmm. So now you have to come back and present it with those changes in.
And so is tonight really a night where, you think that lots of people will come out to talk about it? Or do you feel like we've all kind of said our piece and now they should be able to just read it and do whatever they're going to do with it?
We've all said our piece, but some people aren't happy with, the pieces that have been presented. And,
yeah.
And they'll continue to come back and find something to pound on.
Glenn says, how's that going to adopt it when the summer is over? Well, it would go into effect immediately this week, right? Tonight, pretty much.
Yes.
If it's accepted, it will just be done. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't want summer to be over on July 1st.
Well,
Don't rush it, Glenn.
Come on, Glenn.
Rush it.
Jeez.
We want to wait a little bit longer.
It's July 1st and we still have August.
Yeah. And hopefully September.
Yeah.
There's a lot of nice things
Early
in September.
first half of September is usually pretty good.
Yeah. So what else is going on? Committee appointments I saw.
Committee appointments, yep. There's a cemetery committee appointment that's being done. I can't remember if there was, there's someone going on the rec committee. It is, geez, I know her name now, it just slipped my mind. Oh well, it'll come to me.
What happens when you, it's what happens when you get our age.
Yeah.
Things slip our minds.
Our age.
Our
You're still
age.
quite a bit younger than me, so you got a ways to go.
Well, hey, at least I put you in the category, Like, I'm grouping us all together.
I appreciate that.
Yeah,
Thank you.
why not? So, but we had that cemetery appointment and, of course,
Bernadette Isabel Guyette.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
nice.
she's very nice.
Yes, I've met her a couple of
and
times.
she used to help Stephanie, a few years back when Stephanie was here, Bernadette ran some little camps on her own. So she'll be a real good addition to that.
No, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Sorry I forgot your name, Bernadette.
Yeah. Jeff needed to sleep in a little longer
Yeah,
this morning.
yeah.
But no, that's good, and that we have said before several times that that's really the best way to get involved. If
Yeah.
you want to get involved, get on one of these committees first, kind of learn the ropes, and then who knows, maybe it's something that you want to further pursue and take a stab at running for council or something. And,
Yeah.
Jeff's not going to want to stay there much more than 10 years.
Huh?
So, you know.
Oh, you're so cute. Yeah.
You know, hell, I've thought about moving to the city just so I can run. Can you imagine? You
I
know,
wonder how that would go.
yeah, I wonder how it would go as well. But I'm serious. The thought has crossed my mind before. But don't panic, Joellen. It's okay. I'm not gonna do it. I like my house. I really do. So, you know.
Maybe we can move the city line, and then.
Well, it actually, so in my backyard, actually like 3.5 feet of, if I go in my backyard on the very back, the last 3.5 feet of the very back is in the city.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
because it's on Woodland Drive. So maybe on Tuesday nights I could just stay in the backyard.
Yep.
Make myself like a little hut back there. Like the little bus stations used to be. I'll make myself a little hut back there,
Yeah.
air conditioning in the summer.
You could, you know, what, then
Heated
and
in
you
the
could be on the
winter.
Barre Town Select Board too, so you could
Yes, I
jump
could
back
be
and
both
forth.
places.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Glenn would vote for me. I'm in his ward.
All right, Glenn.
Ward 1.
Yep.
Yeah. He would vote for me. I know he would.
Well, then, yeah. I'd push for you to get elected.
Right. You would endorse me.
I would. Yes.
That's right. But yeah, don't panic, people. Anyways, we did see just one, and someone else, Glenn actually had brought it up to me this morning that there were some troubles with some graffiti and people starting to tag.
Yeah.
And I know there was more than one location, but we were able to find that it was 2 local guys.
Yep. There was something there.
Down here in the city. That is like, I really, really don't want to see that start happening. That is something that, you know, you see a lot of up in Burlington, especially on the Shelburne Road, places like that. That's not something I want to start seeing here.
No.
Is that tagging.
A few years back, we had a big problem
Mm-hmm.
with graffiti, and Steve McKenzie was the city manager then, and my guys were tasked with going out whenever we got a call there was graffiti, because if you take care of it right away, that really pisses them off,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and because they just get a big kick out of having it there where people can see it. So
Mm-hmm.
we used to go out, you know, we'd get a call first thing in the morning, I'd send them right out with heavy duty graffiti remover and take care of it right off.
But it's a lot of work.
It is.
And it
it
is.
takes them away from what they're usually doing.
Yeah, and it's a crime.
Yeah.
It's destruction of property, and it's kind of just like one more thing that will be on the plate of everything else that is going on.
Yep.
I don't know, it's gross. Some of the stuff happening really is gross, and,
It is.
and it's sad.
It is.
The number of people, you know, we saw, I think it was last week, there was a write-up in the paper about the number of calls that the fire department is having to go out on for, you know, overdose and,
Yeah.
and calls but we need to start talking about that too. We need to talk about the number of calls and who it's taxing and you know what is actually happening. So I am going to have a group of people in here. Eva Zaret will be coming in with some people from Turning Point, and Joe Aldsworth maybe will join them. It's a whole team of people who can talk more to what's happening, what's going on, how it all happens,
Yeah.
and what is the uptick. And the uptick, unfortunately, is, I mean, not that all drugs aren't bad, because they are, right? I mean, they're just bad, but there is a strain out there or something that's being done to make them much more potent and dangerous than what they have been. And then there's a concern about where all the needles are coming from.
Yeah.
Where are these needles coming from? Why is there all of a sudden abundance of needles? Is there someone handing needles out in the city? If they are, do they have a way for these people to properly dispose of them after? What is being done to educate people that are getting these free needles? Or maybe they're not free at all. Maybe they do buy them somewhere, or I don't know. But there's an awful lot of needles. It seems like every day I see a post where there's a pile here, a pile there. They're, at the park. They're
Yeah.
at the
They're on the river banks.
Right. What is it, at Rotary Park?
Rotary Park, yeah.
And then I heard that there were some down by the Granite Museum and Matheson Playground, and those are things that make it dangerous for everyone, not just the people that are using, and little kids, most importantly. I mean, how often when you were a little kid were you running around barefoot in the grass, playing frisbee or football or tag or something,
Yeah.
where you kicked your shoes off and you were running around and playing? And I want our kids to be able to do that and enjoy their time without that worry.
Mm-hmm.
It's
I
scary
saw
thought.
some of those pictures of the campsites up on the river, up beyond the shelters at Rotary Park, and they were everywhere. They were all over the riverbank. And yeah, I know the facilities guys, when they go out mowing and doing trash pickup at the playgrounds and parks, they've got kits, small containers that Joe Aldsworth had gotten for us years ago. So I issued one for each truck. So they took them out every time they went. They were there, and then they'd come back and dump them into a bigger container up at the auditorium.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it seems to be where we're at right now. And
Yeah.
so, everyone, you always, that's how you deal with things. You have to deal with where you're at the moment. And this is where we're at the moment. But how we're going to deal with it and what's going to happen and what can be cracked down on and taken care of is a big deal and on top of most people's minds right now.
Yeah.
And hopefully the ordinance will help address some of this stuff.
We can hope. I got a call the other day from someone, or a text message. They live up on Park Street, up at the highest point, I think up by East Street Junction, or Elm Street Junction. And they said, steepest part of Barre probably, and the traffic is just unbelievable.
Yep.
It's nonstop, day and night.
Yep.
And I told the person, I said, well, I kind of understand, because next door to where I live, we had basically a crack house. And I saw that all the time.
Yeah.
Foot traffic, car traffic. The dentist office is right there. And one day the girls looked out and someone was passed out behind the wheel of their car with a needle stuck in their arm.
Yeah. And more people are seeing that all the time. It's happening all the time.
Thankfully, that those people are gone. The landlords got rid of them, but that's been a couple months or more since they evicted them, and they still haven't been able to clean the place up enough to get it ready to rent again.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, is the process when somebody moves out like that, the process of getting the home or apartment or anything back in livable condition is not always an easy task and costs a lot of money.
Yeah.
I know that there's also on the corner of Pleasant and Brook Street, they've got a problem over there, a house over there that's pretty, it's filled. It's not just like one apartment, it's more than one apartment over there. They've had quite a bit of problems with it, and drugs in and out. And then directly across the street from that one, there's another one on the corner of Brook and Harrington.
Yeah.
And so
That's a busy area down
it
there.
is a very,
Yeah.
very, very busy area down
Because
there.
that one that I was talking about was on Maple Avenue, lower end by the dentist office.
Mm-hmm.
Now there's two side by side further up Maple Avenue.
Mm-hmm.
Big white house, I believe, and then the purple house where it's overgrown, you can't see in.
Yep, yep. Which is sad that I know the owners or the previous owners of that home.
Yeah.
Laurel and Gary. I mean, Gary kept that house meticulous
Mm-hmm.
always. It was a big deal to him how it looked, and he would just, they both have passed, and
Yeah.
I know that he would be so sad to see it that way. So sad. But yeah, that end of town seems to be hopping for sure. And,
Yeah.
But I did, here's where I go back to those yard signs that people, I saw another one this morning where somebody had, I think they're using them up in the town, and it says, if you see potential drug activity, call, and it's got the
I saw one of those on
non-emergency.
Facebook this
Yeah,
morning.
it's got one of the non-emergency numbers for
Yeah.
the police department.
Yeah.
Or maybe it is just the dispatch up there in Barrytown. But maybe some more of us need to put those on our lawns so that they know that we're watching and we're
Right.
sick of dealing with this shit. And I for one wouldn't mind seeing the city peppered with those signs
Yeah.
that say, if you suspect drug activity, call this number. Unfortunately, it sucks for dispatch. I think that they already are getting a boatload of calls on a daily basis
Yeah.
anyways. And but if that's what it takes for a little while, or maybe even if it's a volunteer within the neighborhood, so that it's part of the neighborhood watch program, and if you're not calling, you're sending an email to your one point person, and that point person is who's contacting the PD so that they're not flooded. But I mean, I personally would love to see more of those yard signs around.
Yeah, it's the first time I saw it. I saw one today on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
And I know, they had that bust up in East Barry
Right,
not
and
too
that's
long
where
ago.
they're using the
and
signs.
and
is
it's
up in
and
East
that's
Barry.
right back in business.
Literally pretty much the next day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's been a known problem for a long time, as has the building on Harrington Avenue, and now, like I said, there's the place right across the street. It's like a big blue building right on the corner of Pleasant
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
Brook. It's got a wraparound porch out there.
Yeah.
You
That
know,
was years and years ago. That was
a
the Barry
hospital.
City Hospital.
That's what Michael said. I
Yeah.
never knew that. I did
Yeah.
not know that that's where the hospital was.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a beautiful
Well,
building. It could
even
be.
before my time, but yeah,
Yeah.
that was a hospital.
I mean, it's a beautiful building.
Yeah.
It certainly could be if it was cleaned up. Right now, there's like a big old L-shaped couch out there. Of course, now that it's been rained on, there's so much shit out there.
Yeah.
It's too bad that that's the way it looks. So, in saying that, will the ordinance address some of that as well?
I don't remember any of that being in there, but I think that's already in an ordinance. I'd have to look at it and see. But, we were talking about that, and the problem, even with the calling dispatch, they're so understaffed in Barry City Police. I think they're down 7. And then I heard Barrytown has 4 openings. I mean, they can't be everywhere all the time.
Right, and we did just, in the city, there was some recruits that just finished the academy, or they finished one hurdle, and now they're
And
in
now
the
they're-
academy and they're doing what they need to do. So there are officers coming on.
which I think is 6 to 8 weeks in
yeah.
the academy.
And then they got to do ride-alongs and shadows and all of those sorts of things. Someone is saying, their name is not appearing, but it says the city is being held hostage by reckless politicians that pass shitty laws and degrade police, state's attorneys that don't prosecute, and judges that are lenient on criminals. And really, there's a lot of truth to that.
There is,
There is a lot of truth to that. And, you know, I think it all comes down to the laws part of it, though, because even the state's attorney and the judges, though sometimes, yes, we can get pissed off at them too, because they could go a little further. It all comes down to the law, and they have to stay within a guideline as well. I 100% agree with the, you know, the degrade the police and not support the police. I don't feel that way as much in Barre. I think that we try to make them know how appreciated they are, but you know, not always.
Right.
They're not always. They don't get as much, not even a quarter of the recognition that they deserve for what they do. You can pay me enough money to be a police officer, not for what they deal with nowadays.
No.
You know, and it's a lot.
And it's not just here. It's other cities, towns, states. Get a thing on the news the other day. Guy started a fire, called the fire department, and then shot the 2 firemen that showed up.
Yeah. Oh,
There's
disgusting.
so much crazy shit
It
in this
is
world
crazy
now.
shit. Yeah, and you just never know. And like Glenn says, back the blue, damn straight. And we do here. I'm very vocal about that. We've got the blue light in the window. You know, I have one at home, and I think that we constantly are shouting out and saying, support them, and yeah, a difficult job to say the least.
Yeah.
And especially in these times where people are being coddled, people are coddling, and so even they, you know, they do their job and they get shit because maybe they were a little rough, or you know, it just, it's sad. Michael says, and I'm not sure, but there is at least one counselor that has actively tried to get police out of the schools. Seriously? Of all places, that's where they should be. The fact that we have an officer in the school all the time is pretty amazing. They get to, one, form that relationship. And we talk about all the time how kids struggle now. Their family life isn't the same as maybe mine and yours was. And, you know, the things that kids are up against these days, to build that bond and to understand that they are there to literally protect you.
Yeah.
And I can't imagine the thought process around taking them out of the school. It's just dumbass.
The resource officer we have at Barre City Elementary Middle School is the perfect officer for that job.
Oh, absolutely.
Kids love him.
Yes.
And he treats kids fairly. You know, a few years back, Spalding had a resource officer.
Yeah.
And I think it was just the school board that decided they didn't want to pay their share anymore. So the city pulled that officer back out. But I think I've heard recently that they're looking at bringing one back into Spalding.
Yeah, I mean, it's just smart. It's a smart idea. And Glenn said that one person ought to be fired or booted off the council. And why are they always putting a kibosh to the good things? And I don't know, you know, especially when people like that, you know, are constantly talking about transparency, you know, so people that, I always find it funny. It's I've said it before, you know, you say be nice to everybody, but then those are usually the first people to come out and want to clobber you over the head.
Yeah.
It's the same scenario here where something really good is happening, and you're talking about providing a resource to people that are, I don't even know how to put it. I'm trying to think of a word that I've heard used recently, but vulnerable. You know, what better way to serve a vulnerable population
Right.
than to have a police officer there and to create a bond so that you know that you're safe.
And from what I've heard, that officer up there at the elementary, middle school, kids love him. Mm-hmm. And if it wasn't for him, a lot of those kids wouldn't have some of the things they have.
Right, he does a lot for the
He does a
community.
lot.
We know Jason and
Jennifer?
and his daughter and a few others. I mean, they are Christmas for kids. Mm-hmm. They do anything and everything. You know, Jason, Katie, and Jennifer, I think, are the
Yeah.
and it just. I think it was Jason's birthday recently. I think I
Oh, was
saw
it?
that. And he and Katie were, of course, out at concerts.
Well, they
to
go everywhere.
so many concerts. I envy them. They always, I think it's awesome that they do that together.
Yeah.
But boy, they see a wide range of music. I think they must like everything.
They must, because they go everywhere. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good fun. But, you know, it's more stuff where we have to be careful. And I hope that tonight you guys talk about the ordinance. I hope it doesn't get long and drawn out and big fights. And I really feel like we've all spoke our piece. I think that the people downtown have, and businesses have certainly spoke their piece. I think that I think that most counselors have read through and know what's going on the chat pages in the city. And so even if it wasn't said before council, I think you clearly have an idea of what's happening and what is really upsetting to people. And I hope that it can move forward tonight. I hope that, you know, it can go.
I hope so, because we've spent a lot of time on it already.
Yes. And speaking of time, and I'm only asking this because somebody asked me, is every council meeting going to have the flood update stuff? Like, does that whole plan need to be gone through every single council meeting? Do we know? I mean, is it ever going to get to a point where, okay, it just lays there for a little bit and every once in a while we review it?
I think that's the goal, yes.
So, yes, somebody asked that. So I'm just asking the question because I know that some people are like, okay, we heard that same exact thing 2 weeks ago and maybe we moved something from one category to the other, but.
Well, yeah, and I think they go through chapters.
Yeah, and so.
And since it's only every other week, it seems like it's twice as long as it has been.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
And so that was one of the questions of the day. And of course, your question was, is the air conditioning going to be working properly?
I hope so.
Yeah.
I really hope so. I'm not big on this humidity thing.
No. And I'm with you on that. Me either. I don't like it at all. Let's kick it over to something fun. And that is the ice cream socials happening in Barre Town. It's not happening tonight. It's but it is Tuesday evening, so I'm not sure. It shows the next event is in Lower Graniteville on July 8th. So just mark your calendars for that, and then it's going to be Tuesday evenings at 5:30 at the playground next to the in Lower Graniteville, the playground right there in Lower Graniteville, kind of at the Y or whatever.
Yep.
So those happen at 5:30 on Tuesday evenings, and they're a great event.
Oh, they're great. Yeah.
I think so, anyways. A lot of stuff going on, and good stuff that you can do with your kids and have a lot of fun. And I'm assuming that they're probably going to bring back some movie nights. They've done those.
That would be nice, yeah.
the Barrytown Rec has done those where they have those big blow up screens, and they've done the movie nights, and those are a lot of fun. I think they did a couple of them in Courier Park last year.
Yeah. I think, didn't Rebecca do that? Rebecca over here at, what is it? She does.
Probably.
Rebecca Duranlo.
Oh, yep.
She did a couple in Courier Park.
Yep. And they're a lot of fun.
During COVID, the Rotary did drive-in up at the auditorium.
Up at the auditorium.
Yeah, we used the BOR, the front of the BOR as a screen.
Yeah.
Set the projector up right in the driveway there, and we had like a drive-in movie theater going on.
Which I think it's awesome.
I thought it was great.
I miss the drive-in theater so much. So the fact that these can be done outside like that for so little is,
They purchased a little device that would put the sound onto a channel on your radio.
Yep.
So it was just like going to real drive-ins.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool.
Uh-huh.
I helped them, do those. I'd go every night when they had them and help Carl Rinker and the kids get everything set up. And
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
it was fun. We had a concession stand,
Yeah.
and people actually would go to the cars and they'd get an order and put a number on the windshield and bring the order over. It was fun.
I
a lot
think
of
it's
fun.
awesome. And
Yeah.
I think we should maybe we should tell the new rec people.
Yeah.
We should put that bug in their ear, because
Yeah.
that would be a lot of fun
I'll tell you,
to
between
do that again.
Bernadette and Michelle, who is the new coordinator or whatever,
Yeah.
they'll come up with a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah, I'm excited to see. But the drive-in thing, so yeah, I chuckle about it because I was around in a time where you could have the speaker,
Yeah.
the big metal speaker hanging on the window, right next to your A&W type tray that hung on the window also,
Yep.
right? And then also at a time when you could have the radio station on. So back when, you had to leave your window down and all the mosquitoes would get in the car and
Yeah.
bite you all up.
Yeah.
But then, oh great, this invention of the radio station. Well, then you either got to start your car every so often to put the windshield wipers,
Yeah.
get the steam off the windows, or keep your window down a little bit.
Wow, what were you doing in there, Raylene? Jeez.
Just being in the car.
Oh.
When it's yucky in the summer, that's what happens. And so then you have to leave your windows rolled down a little bit anyways, and you still get bits of crap. So why did we have to get rid of the old metal speakers?
Yeah.
Like, why couldn't we have just kept those? They worked just fine.
Oh, yeah.
Because, I mean, I don't know about you, but when we were kids, when we went anyways, we always we were always sitting outside.
Yeah.
We'd get out of the car and sit on a blanket.
Yeah.
When my parents would bring the pickup truck, and we'd get to sit in the back of the pickup truck or whatever. And that was a big deal to us as kids. And yeah, I would love for kids to experience that stuff.
Yeah, we gotta work on them, I think. See if they're willing to try it a couple of times, see how it goes.
Yeah, and the BOR is like perfect
Yeah.
because you can do it so you're staying in your car,
Yep.
and there could be a section where over on the grassy section, kind of way to the back, that you could sit outside if you wanted, or just yeah. I mean, I think it's freaking awesome.
Yeah.
Or just do it in the Courier Park, whatever.
Yeah.
Although that is more neighborhood-like, and maybe not everybody wants to be
Yeah.
up and, for the movie and the noise and the whatever. But because it wouldn't be like it wouldn't be like Concert in the Park where it was from, over by 7.
Yeah.
You'd have to be waiting until
You gotta wait
later
till it
than
gets
that.
dark.
Yeah. So the auditorium is a pretty
Yeah.
cool space to do that, though. So I don't know. I hope they bring that stuff up. Now, I'm not saying this for any purposes, because remember, we're in the same category, okay? But tonight is senior night for the Lake Monsters game. So tickets are half off, $6.
Wow.
That's a pretty good deal, I think.
Well,
I mean,
if
I don't
didn't
know.
have a council meeting tonight, I'd be at a ball game, I
Yeah,
guess.
best seats in the park, covered.
Oh, and the
Free drink
grandstand.
vouchers. Yeah, free drink vouchers with every senior night ticket. So not only are you getting half price, you're getting the best seats in the house
Ooh.
under the cover and
Yeah.
everything. but it's a whole reserved spot. And of course, that takes place at Centennial Field in Burlington. And they say don't forget to stop by the North Country Federal Credit Union little booth on your way in. So that's something that people could do tonight if they don't want to go attend
Yeah.
city council meeting and check it out. And then in the town of Berlin, tonight is a pretty big deal. John, or Joe, as most people know him, Staub, is they're having the transfer and pinning ceremony for him. I believe that he's going as he's going up as chief, I believe.
Oh.
There, Joe is. I
Their
think he's
first
being promoted.
official. That's their first official chief now, isn't it?
I believe so.
That was something
now
that was just
everything
voted
has
in.
changed, right? Because everything
Yeah.
just changed up
Yeah,
there.
because it's now a municipal fire department.
Right,
It
it's
was
now-
a volunteer, kind of standalone.
Yeah. So that is happening tonight. If you want to go and celebrate Joe, that is happening tonight right up there at the fire department, the Berlin Corners. But, I mean, have you ever met Joe? He's a good guy.
I haven't, no.
He's a good guy. I've met him a few times, and but go check it out. It happens tonight at 6 o'clock. If you know Joe and you want to support him and congratulate him in this pinning ceremony, go check it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
I'll tell you, if you've never been to either a Mountaineers game or a Lake Monsters game, you should go, because
Yeah, or
they're
even
fun.
Ravens. The
They're fun.
Ravens.
Yeah, the
Vermont
Ravens.
Football, baseball, all
Yeah.
kinds of stuff. You should go.
yeah.
Yeah.
I've gone up to Centennial a few times, and it's fun. They put on a real good show up there. They always have. They have special nights. They have, last summer when I went with Jordan and the kids, it was 25-cent hot dog night. So you'd give them.
Now that would be fun.
Oh yeah, you get like $2 and you got 8 hot dogs. You got a box full of hot dogs. And, yeah.
And of course, we know Thursday night is Thunder Road, the
And
big fireworks show at
fireworks.
Thunder Road, and falling on the perfect night, July 3rd, and Thursday night racing anyway. So, and they put on one hell of a show up
Yeah.
there, always.
Yeah.
And it says, the weather's looking a little iffy for Thursday, unfortunately. Friday, the 4th, is supposed to be perfect.
Yeah.
Thursday's kind of supposed to be, so far, the only shitty day of the week. But it's saying right now that the evening will possibly be clear.
Yeah.
And that it'll be clearing out and clearer, and it won't be so humid, which is better for fireworks. When it's humid, all the smoke just kind of hangs
Yeah,
there,
hangs
and
there.
sometimes you don't see the fireworks as well. So hopefully they can get those in. That would be
So
really
that's
good.
another thing the Mountaineers do. They have, I don't know if it's certain nights, certain games, but North Star does a fireworks display at the end of the game. And the last time we went there, well, I think that was last summer too, that firework display was like 20, 30 minutes. It was unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They do pretty awesome stuff. And then Barrytown is just wanting to let people know of a few permitted displays that are happening. July 3rd at 80 Fisher Road, July 4th at 301 Hill Street with a rain date of July 5th, and July 5th at 14 Breer Road. And all of those are in Barrytown. And those are permitted, and if more come up, they will post them. So you can just go right to their Facebook page, the Barrytown Fire Department Facebook page, and that'll give you an update and a listing of those. And some people, they really like to know
Yeah.
exactly when those are happening, because they have pets or something that may be afraid, need to be medicated, or even children. Don't medicate the children, but you want to be able to warn or know, if you have a sleeping child or whatever,
Yeah.
that's what's happening. Yeah,
That's good that they put that out.
I think so too. And then the Lacing Up for Cancer walk that took place this past weekend They ended up making $174,000.
Wow. Great.
Pretty amazing. It was a great day. The weather wasn't that great at all, but I mean, they really did a really good job, and all the participants. And it was in towards the evening when they had fireworks and everything. It was nice.
Yeah.
It was good. So it was just the morning that was kind of blah. I didn't think that Saturday. I mean, Saturday wasn't a complete washout at all. It was definitely rainy and cloud cover and stuff. But for me, just like you, it's perfect. That's the day you want to do stuff when it's not so hot. And especially if you're going to be walking a track, why not? And if it sprinkles a little, great, cool you down, right?
Yeah. You don't want to be mowing the lawn when it's like 85, 90 and muggy.
Right.
Like it was the day I mowed up at camp. It was.
Oh, it was. Oh, that's the worst. That's no fun at all. That is just no fun.
You're just drained when you're done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's no fun. That's not something I'd want to do either at all. So, what else we got going on? Any games, baseball games you got to tell about?
The districts, the Little League district tournament starts Thursday night. Wait, Wednesday? Thursday night, yep. The Barre 12U All-Stars will be playing Lyndonville at 6 o'clock up at Bond Field.
Up at Bonds?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
We'll have to, and we'll know soon. How many more games do they have? Do you know before we find out if they're?
So there's 6 teams in the district, so that'll be at least a week to get through the districts, and then the winner of this is District 4, so the winner of the district will be going to Brattleboro to play in the state championships.
And then we know, of course, a lot of places are closed for the 4th of July. We have some of our sponsors have some closures for the 4th of July. We want to make sure that we mention those before we duck out. Routhier Quick Lube and Auto Center, that's actually closed from July 3rd through July 8th. I'm going to take a little bit of break. They will reopen on July 9th at 8 a.m. And Vermont Quick Lube and Car Wash in Southbury, they are closed on July 4th. Summer Street Tavern, right out back, they are open on July 4th, and they are welcoming everyone to come and celebrate with them. They are ready for banging drinks, hot food, booming music, thunderous laughs, from a shit ton of fun.
A shit ton?
A shit ton. That's a lot of fun.
That is. That's a lot of shit.
A shit ton is a lot of fun. I'm just telling you right now. So Barry's Best Kept Secret, right out here, right out back on Summer Street. If you're on Summer Street, it's just to the left of the city center from Summer Street. And it's a great time over there. It's air conditioned. They've got a pool table. They do all kinds of different things. They have so that they have music and themed nights. They just did a 80s party over there.
Jeez.
And I saw some of the outfits and some of the things. People love those theme parties.
Yeah.
They love to get out their clothes that that you've kept for years because maybe you'll wear that again someday. And damn it, they did.
Oh, man.
They get to drag it out, the Aquanet hairspray, and the tease their hair, and the guys get to well, that would be the 70s. The
leisure suit?
The 70s would have been the blue jeans cuffed at the bottom with a white T-shirt and the pack of cigarettes rolled.
Oh, that's right? More like the
60s,
60s, yeah.
Yeah, but hey, why not?
70s was a leisure suit,
Yeah.
with the thick collar and yeah.
I mean, you really had to those polyester itchy things. You had to wear those.
Yeah.
Yeah, the little baby blue ones with the psychedelic.
You know what I wore
ties
when I was in
and
high
shit?
school? I wore jeans all the time,
Yep.
and if it was like fall, winter, flannel shirt That was,
That was it.
that was it.
That was
Yep.
it. Yeah.
Yep. And shit kickers.
Of course, you had to have shit kickers.
Yeah.
Both of my boys were that way. So in the 90s, see,
Yeah.
that never went out of style.
Yeah.
They always had their Carhartt jeans, their flannels or T-shirts,
Yeah.
but always their Chippewas.
Yeah.
Yeah, very specific.
Yeah.
They all had Chippewas, and they actually had like a group of them that they called the Chippewas.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, a group of the guys. Their friends. Yeah, they were like the little club, and they all looked the same every day.
Yeah.
Craziness, and that's back when you could have the G-racks in your car. You had
Yep.
G-racks hanging in
Yep.
your truck windows and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, none of that happens anymore.
No.
None. But I still see kids walking around in jeans, Carhartts, and Chippewas.
Yeah.
So, Glenn says bell bottoms, dude. I wore purple bell bottoms with fry boots.
Yeah.
Fry boots.
I had fry boots. I had some bell bottoms, but
Yep.
it was usually just straight leg Levi's and shit
Yep.
kickers.
I had bell bottoms. A couple. And I do now because now they're in fashion again. But fry boots. That's all my dad ever wore
what
was
I had.
fry boots.
I have a picture of my parents' 25th wedding anniversary, and it was me and my 3 brothers, my parents, and I think my grandmother sitting on a couch up at the Montpelier Elks, and I had on a blue leisure suit and my fry boots. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Glenn says, and a paisley shirt and leather fringe vest.
Glenn, you went all out, brother.
We are going to need pictures, Glenn. We are going to. And did you have the sunglasses with the rose-colored sunglasses too? Because didn't that's what they did, right?
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
like the late 60s, early 70s, yeah.
Yeah,
The John Lennon glasses.
Yeah, we need to see this stuff, Glenn.
Yeah.
We need to see this stuff. But anyways, they do those sorts of things over there out back, these theme nights and theme dances and stuff, and music, and which I think is cool. Anything, and it's air conditioned. I mean, it's just the place isn't huge. There's plenty of parking. It's not huge, but there's plenty of space in there.
Yeah.
And it's just a good time. Yeah, it's a good time. Glenn says, yeah, he was a hippie.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a hippie. Did you ever put down the hippie pipe, Glenn? He didn't ever put it down. Yeah, he's gonna find some pictures. And I'm good with never putting down the hippie pipe.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know a lot of people that never did. So back in the day when not harmful things were acceptable.
Yeah.
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 I mean, I still rather go. I mean, let's face it, in the 60s, there was some pretty bad drug stuff happening then too. But I
Yeah.
don't think that we ever got to the extremes that we're at now. Yeah.
Our big
What? He says?
Our
Glenn
big
says
thing in
what?
the summer was Friday nights, Coles Pond Casino.
Yes.
They had rock bands all the time, every Friday night in the summer.
Yeah. I've heard. I had never gone, but I've heard lots about that.
Oh boy.
Yeah. And
It was a bring your own booze place.
Yeah.
We'd bring a big, huge cooler full of beer.
well, for me, it was Skyview Casino in
Yeah.
Williamstown.
Yeah.
That's when I was a teenager. We would go to Skyview Casino, and then of course they had the barn dances at the Sears Barn, but not anywhere near the same as the Skyview Casino.
Yeah.
That was our hot spot, which I think was kind of like the same as Coles Pond. I think it was around.
There
the
was so
same.
many Barre people over there, and it's in Walden,
Right. I
and
know.
there's no easy way to get to Walden.
My dad used to live up there on Stone Lane. My dad and my son lived up there near
Yeah.
Coles Pond, and it was a hike up to the top of that mountain for sure.
Yeah.
But a lot of good things I heard happened there.
Oh, I got stories I could tell you that you just wouldn't believe.
Yep. Like maybe you should have been in big trouble for a long time because
Yeah.
you guys were naughty.
Yeah.
That's how it was at Skyview Casino too. And then my grandparents used to go to some place called Silver Ridge, and I think that was in Morrisville.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that was more like a barn dance type stuff too. Not positive. I just know that that is where they used to always go to the dances, was Silver Ridge. Who knows? But good times again.
Yeah.
Good times back when
Yep.
you know. And but a lot of those things we still have. We still have, there's the Den in Williamstown, same sort of thing, and it's not a BYOB place or, those sorts of things, but it's still good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fun stuff. No, Glenn. Glenn says loose lips sink ships. I don't think any of that stuff is bad stuff. It's all good stuff.
All good, Glenn. All good.
Yeah, and I mean, what is wrong with being hippie?
Right.
We need more hippies. That's what we need.
When I left to go to Castleton, my hair was down to here. I had a beard. Oh yeah.
Yep. And you know that Glenn used to be a police officer, right?
Yeah, I did know
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yep. So we're gonna wait for pictures. So I'm gonna hold him to that. That he's gonna find pictures. And check out the fireworks displays, though. I'm going to. I've generated a list from different news sources and local cities and towns that I have. Michael's sending message here. Things that I have generated. But if you know where fireworks are going to be and it's not on the list once I get it posted, please put it there in the comments so that people know and they're all updated, because not all of them are well advertised at all. Some of them just, they might have a sign hanging up at the local general store. I don't know. Are they having them at Joe's Pond?
They are, and that's what I was trying to find, if it was Friday night or Saturday night. I think it's going to be Friday night. Well, yeah, because the 4th is on Friday. So yeah, they're probably Friday night. In the past, you couldn't see them from the public beach, which is over on the Route 15 side of the pond.
Yep.
But I was told this year they're going to be set off in the middle pond, so the public beach. If you're in that area and you want to get a place there, get there early.
Right.
And
Michael's-
Samble's little food truck will be right there.
That'll be there.
Yeah.
Yep. And so, Montpelier, I think, is Friday night as well.
Yeah.
Waterbury already had theirs last weekend. I believe they did their fireworks, because they do the not so 4th of July,
Yeah.
but they had really shitty weather. So I don't know if they ended up doing the fireworks or not. I'll have to check that. But Burlington, and I've seen them posted for all different places all over. So we'll try to generate a list where we have them all posted, and then if you know of any more, please add to them. Michael has made a cartoon, but I can't put it up on my screen because he has not taught me how to do that yet. So I'm just going to show you on the camera that he believes that this may be what Jeff looked like in his blue suit in the 70s.
My hair was darker
Yeah.
and longer.
Why does he get to have gray hair, Michael?
When I'm 18.
In the 70s.
Come on.
Yeah, and his hair was a little longer, and you probably didn't have a beard. You could have had a mullet
I grew the beard after high school. So,
after high school.
Yeah.
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 So, but, that looks like, I thought you were going back in time.
Jeez.
Good Lord.
I don't know about
He
that
could
boy.
have slimmed you up, given you some muscles,
It's
dark hair.
like Jed Clampett always said, got to have a long talk with that boy.
Yeah, you better have a long talk with that boy for sure. So I don't know if you saw it, but I posted a video the other night of Michael riding his bike.
You did?
So Michael rode his bike down to Cumberland Farms. He was actually on a mission for me. He went down there to check something and to get a paper and to check something for me, and he rode his bike. And one of Sam Fisk was down at Cumberland Farms, probably getting his coffee, heading into work, and he took a video of Michael on his bike. Well, that, of course, I had to post. Sam sent it to me. Well, all of the sudden, I get this message from Michael, and it's Michael sharing a video with me of Sam on the bike. So first, it was, Sam's hollering in the background, "Don't you tell her I did this." Can you imagine he didn't want me to know? So I posted that video of Sam riding the bicycle around, and then I did post a picture of him on his regular bike. That video of Sam riding the bike has been seen 19,814 times. I said, "Sam, now you're famous. He could literally charge for his autograph at this moment, I think." I mean, the video has been watched almost 20,000 times of Sam riding the bike. And so, again, I can't put it on here, but if you didn't see it, this is it. Do not tell her I did this.
Yes, I am.
Wow. But I mean, and then of course Michael riding the bike as well, and we didn't see him. If you haven't seen him ride the bike,
Oh, that's his little
Have a
tricycle?
great day, Mike. I'll try.
and that's Michael on his bike. So if you didn't see those videos, go check them out. And the thing, as much as I pick on him, it looks fun, and now I want to try. So, not this coming week, but soon, Michael and I are going to go live out in the parking lot out back, so I can try his bicycle, so I can try his little tricycle, see what I think of it.
We might have to get you in a bigger parking lot.
Yeah, and he didn't have a helmet. Well, let's face it, Glenn, he's kind of a buckethead anyway, so he may have that covered. Just saying, I love you, Michael. But yeah, we'll have to. I think I'm going to do that. I don't know if it's going to be this week yet or not, though.
Well, let me know, because I'm coming down. I got to see
You're
that.
going to come down. And
Oh,
watch
God,
it?
yeah, I
Why
got to
don't
see
you
that.
take a try?
Huh?
Maybe you can take a try too. We'll have an 802 scoop meeting out back and Glenn wants to try. We could just have an event out
Yeah.
back.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I'll do it. I'll try it.
Yeah, why not?
Sure.
So we need to make a plan so that Michael will come down.
Yeah.
He'll ride his bike to work,
I won't laugh at him
right?
too much.
Yeah. As long as he doesn't laugh at us, right?
Right.
Because apparently it's not all that easy.
Really?
It's a little bit different. Glenn will have probably easier time. Do you drive motorcycle?
I used to.
Has it been a while?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so who knows? I haven't ridden a bike in God knows how long. A really long time. Years.
Yeah.
45 years.
When did I, it was 80, 82, 83. I got rid of mine.
So it's been a hot minute. Yeah, but before we go, I do have to say, things may be a little bit different and a little sporadic here for a little while. I have some stuff that I need to take care of health-wise, and so sometimes we won't be able to be here on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Hopefully, most of the time, but sometimes it just may not be able to happen. And so there may be some changes here and there a little bit, even with the Thursday night show or a Monday. Whenever I'm involved, things maybe look a little different for a little while, especially next week. Next week is going to be pretty intense and a long week. So for Jeff and I, we won't have Table Talk next week. But Michael will be here with other shows. He'll try, he'll do some stuff Thursday night at 7, possibly do a show on Monday night. So there will still be things going on. Of course, there are the other podcasts and podcasters. There will be other things going on. So stay tuned and have a really nice weekend and a safe weekend and all of that good stuff. And we will be here Thursday. We'll see you all.
Yep.
We'll see you all Thursday, and that'll kind of kick off the weekend and a little bit of change, but only for a week, and then sporadically as I deal with some stuff. Yeah. Yeah. Any last words of wisdom from you?
No, just we'll talk to people Thursday. But if you don't tune in Thursday, have a safe 4th of July.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thanks for joining us. Take care, and don't forget to watch for the fireworks post. And if you know of fireworks that are not on the list, please share them with us.